we come to the last segment of it, and one of the statements that we're able to generate is that there is no money for nothing. So you want to get rich quick, you must get rich quick, but knowing that the process you go through should be part of, the realities, not just a simple way. And sometimes some colleagues will say, I have earned my hardly earned money, meaning that it was out of sweat. But our young generation and some of our people who have landed into these opportunities tend to think beyond only maybe contributing to the national cause as you stated it, believes that engaging in a in these lotteries, that is an opportunity to get rich quick. But as we're breaking off, you were having some of the action strategies, action points of what can be done to realize the dream of lotteries, the dream of gaming, and at the end of it all, the dream of having more other avenues of creating job opportunities. Once again, welcome.
Thank you, Doctor. Part of the initiatives or what we are doing is largely now focused on awareness creation, especially as far as this sector is concerned. We are basically partnering with a number of other entities and other organizations that are going to support us in realizing the good that is in this sector. Of course, also ensuring that we keep focused on protecting the people from the adverse effects of gaming. So most important that we are now focused on is awareness creation, because we realize people need information as far as this gaming is concerned. We see with technology, various avenues are being created to, I would say, hoodwink people in spending their money, like the last BLQ issue we had. And it is important that also other government entities that are concerned with creating awareness on where people should invest should also come in handy to educate, especially the youth, that there is no quick money. And I won't put it in betting, there is no quick money. It's purely a game of chance, and you don't have to keep betting in the hope of earning more. You need to look at it as it's an entertainment aspect. So you go in to entertain yourself, and that is it. So I think greatly what needs to be done and what we are now focused on is awareness creation.
There's a projection you gave us, and before I go to Sebale, on telling us the recruitment, also research which he has to give us before we leave. The national cause, we create awareness, we look at the building the capacity for those to participate, maybe what they should also, what drives them. I was happy to hear that. And having interest in sports. One time I had an analytical discussion here, how sports can contribute to the economy of this country. You are in a body which is under the Ministry of Finance. We intend to generate more finances. I bring in this much as not our topic of discussion. My desire for this country is to look at when we will no longer be borrowers every other time on the floor of Parliament. We are looking at how we borrow more money, but to create opportunities. Whether gaming can be part of it, supporting sports, and after sports generates a lot of money for the country. What is the target? If you are having a target of locating the generated fund into sports, what could make Uganda realize an opportunity also of sports, as we will also discover maybe how much in the future we'll be able to generate from many other sources. But basically, do you have a projection?
Well, of course, I don't know currently the budget of sports, but from our analysis and our projections as far as the gaming is concerned, we are looking at generating at least at around 200 billion per year
200.
Yeah, and that, if then the minister decides that it's going to the causes, he has identified where we have proposed sports as one of them, then the decision for allocation, of course, is for the minister, and that is where we stop. We are only going to focus on how we can help in raising this revenue, but the allocation and the budget
is for the ministry. Mr. Sebale, in your research and analysis, e-job recruitment, in amidst the number of opportunities, it remains a challenge. There are those who are for this recruitment by the companies which are recruiting, taking our young generation to abroad. There are others who are recruiting more of our graduates who are on the streets to go into betting. What are the key terms of reference that you could advise the viewers, especially our dear youth, our dear unemployed youth, in terms of approaching the two dimensions, the e-job recruitment and these other opportunities, which some are not for them?
Thank you very much, Doctor. Well, to start with, according to the National Information Technology Authority, NITA, Uganda, last year we lost close to over 150 billion, which is a huge amount of money in just internet scams. These scams come in different ways, and like you said, there are those who promise recruitment and take money, people's money. But then there are also those who hoodwink people into maybe transferring money in a way to different accounts without their knowledge, or with actually their knowledge, but they have been hoodwinked through a USSD code. You've had cases of, for example, people calling you on your phone and they tell you dial this, otherwise your number is going to be blocked, and so many others. And many Ugandans have been robbed of money this way. In terms of gambling and betting, I think mostly people have been probably robbed in the electronic payment systems as well. Today, we have several systems that people use to pay, and like Mr. Mundene said, they are basically online systems, right? And so many people are using money on their mobile money, transferring it online, or using their bank accounts to transfer money to these betting companies. However, there have been systems that have been created and hacked into before. And this way, many people have been robbed of their money. And for us to address some of these issues is to, first of all, go back to our IT sector and get to see how can we strengthen our IT base and also ratify the internet to see that many more people can access the internet, but also learn how to use it. It's one thing to access the internet, and it's another thing to use it. Many young people, yes, have smartphones, but they have never even investigated a quarter of what their smartphone can do. So mostly, we need awareness, but also creating knowledge. In our schools, do we teach people how to use the internet? Is there a course unit in university that says, okay, in this course unit, we are tackling IT. It doesn't matter whether you're studying medicine, it doesn't matter whether you're an engineer, it doesn't matter. We are teaching people how to use the internet. Are there such policies back in our schools, in our primary schools? Many people don't know, right? So I think we need to look at it not just on the surface saying that, yes, government can create awareness, but let's start from the ground. We can start with the young people in schools, try to teach them how to use the internet, how to pay money. I'll take us an example at how government has really coiled away from some of its responsibility. In 2022, actually, in April, there's a circular that came from Bank of Uganda saying that it had banned cryptocurrency transactions to mobile money, right? Transferring money either from mobile money into cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency to mobile money. Now, Doctor, if you know very much, young people love new things, and crypto is one of those things young people are fascinated about. Now, the Bank of Uganda did not come out to actually tell people why it did that, right? They just said, you know what, this space is not that regulated, so we're not accepting mobile money transactions. But still today, I'm telling you, Doctor, there are people still buying crypto in Uganda, right? And they're using other means and they're being robbed of money. So instead of creating kind of barriers to accessibility on some of these issues and money transfer systems, the government should rather seek to educate people. Because however much we try, the world is going fast, right? We're not going to say we are never going to use crypto. No. US has most of their companies. You're looking at the richest man in the world, Mr. Elon Musk, having a Bitcoin, right? And it's going crazy, and now he has bought Twitter. How do we know that Twitter one day will not be accessible if you don't have Bitcoin, right? So I think instead of running away from the new things, let us embrace them and try to play around with the regulation, protecting consumers, but not running away from them.
Before I leave you, would you give us the last word concerning the E and the recruitment, especially the companies around which are taking our children? I mean, our citizens, not children, because that could be labor, and employment, which is affecting our generation, especially those who are crying over and over again, running into wrong paths.
Yeah. First of all, like we said on the betting and gambling bit, there's nothing free. How can someone tell you, doctor, that I'm going to give you a free passport, free visa, free air ticket, and I'm going to pay you a salary of 3 million, and you believe that person? How? There's nothing free, and I think young people need to realize out there that no one is going to give you anything free. You must either put in the work or you don't expect anything. One thing we are facing as a challenge is we are growing up in a generation where things come on a platter. I'm sure in your days, I know I wasn't there, but things were not as easy for you. You used to travel to school by walking. People now have buses. There's a lot of comfort, which is not the problem, which I don't want to blame. But I want to blame the young people for failing to realize that we work for things. Even when you're going to participate in gambling and all these people who have gained from gambling are rich people. They have made money elsewhere and then come in their leisure time, right, to participate. But young people want to wake up at 10 a.m. and go to the betting shop. Why? Because they don't realize that things have value. And so the sooner we realize that nothing is free, the more we shall be set free from some of these problems. And even the labor expatriation from our country, we are taking brilliant minds to UAE to mop floors, right? Why should we go to UAE to mop floors, yet we can become software engineers and innovate things here in Uganda? So I think to address the e-job recruitment scams and all those things, Ugandans and young people should learn that nothing is free, and we must pay the price if at all we are to progress and become a nation worthy of praise.
Wow, thank you, our research and analyst. Happy to be with you this morning. You've said it very well, that's why I can't interrupt you. I'd like to go to our dear guest as we conclude to look at the greatest message you are leaving to the Ugandans into this discourse of having a better future for Lotteries and maybe a prosperous destination.
Thank you, Doctor, and to our viewers and fellow Ugandans. Like I have consistently said, our job as a gaming body is to protect the citizens, and this is not something we can do single-handedly. We need a wide range of partners to support us, especially, allow me to say this, like parents at home. Because of technology, go home and give your child a phone. They will do two things. Either they will play games or they will be on cartoons, but mostly teenagers will be on games, even for old people.
Yes.
And the excitement they get, they play is a common one called Candy Crush.
Yes.
You play and win points, and the excitement is too much now. Those are the very games the gaming operators are offering now for money. So if a child has been exposed to those games on the phones at 5, 6, 7, how about when he now knows how to use mobile money and can access these gaming sites and can access these games?
So whenever they take our phone into hiding to do that, we leave them.
They are playing games, and these games they are playing are actually the games that are being offered. So our message to Ugandans is if you're involved in betting, and betting as per the law is 25 and above. So 25 below are not supposed to partake in betting. And betting is addictive and can be psychologically harmful. So to those who bet, we encourage them to bet responsibly, and most important, bet what you can afford to lose.
There's something I would not like us to miss. Number one, if one got a challenge, maybe in the process, before getting a challenge, because I'm not looking at, by the time when one is already psychologically affected, before the effect, those companies that are detected, you've given them license, and they are also having precautions to undertake as they intend to engage those who want to be, whether we call them clients. Have you strictly given them a guidance on how they should create an, because they say, you've said it, before one enters into this, is expect ABCD. Now, how many companies, number one, do we have in the country? This is our last kind of take for measuring our progress. Then number two, how are we able always to be on alert as you participate, you involve them in to mitigate these losses that can lead to psychological effect?
Thank you. Currently, we have about 50 licensed companies, and these 50 are offering sports betting, casinos, slot machines, all varieties of categories we license. So we have about 56 currently. And maybe something I did mention, if you or somebody knows anyone that has a problem with gambling, reach out to us at the gaming board. We have a toll-free line, which is 0800-100090. I repeat, 0800-100090. You can also reach us on our social media handles, and or send us email on info@lgrb.go.ug, and we'll offer support and take you to counseling facilities to basically ensure that you get help.
Thank you so much. We will continue to have you even another time, and one of the debt which is payable that I leave with you is to reach to as many as possible, especially to a number of universities. We have around 60 universities, private and public. We have many secondary schools, which are over 1,000, and the need to have this information is very important. And I believe maybe you have a strategy how you will be able to resolve to this. Now, you have been the ones who know this law, but few Ugandans know about Lotteries and Gaming Act of 2016. Do you think it addresses all that could be a challenge? Does it mitigate whatever is required to be mitigated and promote progress into this industry? That would be your last word.
Thank you. The Lotteries and Gaming Act 2016, of course, was enacted in 2016, but we already working on amendments, because, like I said, with technology.
May you highlight those amendments so that we can get awareness from you from here?
Of course, we are focused on the online regulations. We don't have online regulations. We are looking at amendments to do with what we call promotional competitions. We are looking at amendments to also focus on the kind of due diligence we do when bringing on board these operators. So there are quite a number that I can't mention here. Okay. But the law as is now is we are focused on amending it, because there are quite a number of other aspects, and also ensuring consumer protection, what we call responsible gaming. We want to make provisions that strictly speak to responsible gaming.
Thank you, dear viewers and listeners. This has been a good time to be with you. I believe you've been on live streaming and together on our Twitter at Smart24 TV. And our colleague from the guest as well, Mr. Dennis Den Gabinano, the acting CEO, National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. These are some of the new happenings that some of our fellow Ugandans outside there, we need to be part of this transformation, and maybe we can be a better country. We cannot allow to be left out. It has been a pleasure to have you. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And Smart 24 TV extends a hand for partnership in this situation of awareness. Mr. Sebale Anthony ably gave us the insights on how the youth must take the responsibility of knowing that even in a time of job recruitment, you don't expect anything to come free. And those who've heard about get rich quick through gaming, through gambling, please must do it responsibly. Personally, I've been able to learn a lot from here and extending this opportunity to all who were our viewers this morning. But we can aspire for the best to have a social transformational generation which can have a better living for our Ugandans. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy your weekend responsibly, not to go for a gaming that you don't understand. First understand. Take a sente ola wanga muganda wachoge. That is the way to go, and we can be able to turn around our opportunities for the best. Have a best weekend until we meet next time.